All right, guys, good morning. What I'm going to show you right now is a website, which one doesn't belong. And they have all kinds of shapes, numbers, graphs. And what I want to show you first is an example, and then I'm going to have you do one on your own. So let's go ahead and I'm going to do one that has numbers, just so it can be easier to look at for you. And if I said, which one of these ones over here, I looked at this and said, just look at this set right here. Which one of these doesn't belong? And I'm going to go ahead and put this in an area where I can draw it. So I'm just looking at these, and I said, which one doesn't belong? And you could tell me, okay, well, if I'm looking at the types of numbers like odds or evens, that's an odd number, that's an odd number, that's an odd number. So the 16 doesn't belong. Okay, you could say that. That's totally fine. When you write your answer, you're going to have to tell me what quadrant. And we haven't talked about quadrants yet with graphing. But if this is my graph, do you remember where quadrants are? This is quadrant 1, and then it goes counterclockwise. This is quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4. So for that answer, if you said 16 didn't belong, you should type in quadrant 1, the 16 doesn't belong because that's an even number. But now I'm going to go even further. There's so many different types of answers you could have in this. You could get as crazy as you want. That's why I love doing this, is because it doesn't always have to be so super math oriented. But the next one is going to be math oriented. Another one that doesn't belong is 43. Anybody think they know why? Because these are all perfect squares. If I was to square this, that would be 3. If I was to square this, 4 times 4. If I was to square this, 5 times 5. Okay. But you could get as crazy as this. You could say, okay, well, then this one I would say quadrant 4. This is quadrant 4, doesn't belong because it's not a perfect square. Okay. What about if I said, you could be as silly as, okay, I'm going to say 43 doesn't belong because it's the only one that has a 3. All right. It's the only one that has a 3, so that one doesn't belong. That's kind of weak, though. I want you to think a little more. There's one that's kind of crazy that I don't think anyone in my classes before thought of, but actually one kid did, and it was kind of off the wall. If you look at this, what if I said 9 doesn't belong? And why doesn't 9 belong? Because 6 plus 1 equals 7, 2 plus 5 equals 7, 4 plus 3 equals 7. Okay? So, for your work today, I'm going to send you off on this warm-up right. Which one is it going to be? I think it's this one we're working on. Okay. So, the first one I'm giving you, this will be your picture. And you're going to look at it, and then you're going to fill out what you think, which quadrant it is. So again, this is quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4, and why it doesn't belong. And you can give me more than one answer, for sure. Maybe I'll give extra points for that. And then the next one, this one's great. I like this one too. Let me make sure this is required. This is a graph, and which one of these, this is what we've been dealing with the last couple days, or at least yesterday. Excuse me. Which one doesn't belong? And look at all the lines. Look at the slopes, look at the y-intercepts. Give me as many answers as you think you can. Doesn't have to be the craziest, but I want you to give me some answers, okay? Down here. And that is your warm-up for the morning. If you have any questions, rewatch this video again, maybe that'll help. See you at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Zoom. I'll see you then.